Welcome back, Virtus Podcast, Season 4. Not sure what episode this is going to be because we're going to push this one to the front. Don't worry, we can get Jack in there early. Today we're very, very lucky, very honoured in the timing of this, I guess you could say, because guest today, Jack, is doing 50 marathons in 50 days, like a little maniac. So, day 31?
31 complete,
31
yeah.
Done. So we're going to get this released pretty early. It might come out around like day 40-ish.
Yeah,
maybe
I'll be still plodding along.
Still plodding. There's still opportunity to get out there for a run. But Jack is, he's an MMA fighter by trade. Now he's a marathon runner, I guess you can say.
Just a doer. Yeah.
I'm very excited for this one because Jack and I don't know each other. So this is probably the first podcast I've done with someone I don't know, which is going to be fun.
First time for everything.
That's what she said. No. So we are going to get stuck into it. Jack, what do you do? Where'd you come from first? So obviously you're doing 50 marathons in 50 days, and that's obviously going to be our topic for the day of what the hell that's like. But who are you? What do you do?
I guess I'm obviously I'm actually an apprentice plumber as well. So I've always kind of been like a sporty kind of kid. I grew up playing footy, like everyone else sort of does, and gave that a red hot crack. Did pretty good, and then I kind of just wanted to venture out and see other things.
Where'd you play footy at?
Seaford.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, they were good. They're good. Yeah, so they were like, I was sort of grew up in that scene, and I played like the interleague and did Stingrays and things like that, and was just always like, I've been active my whole time, and I sort of got a bit over it, and just wanted to completely try something new, and I said to Dad, I was like, I want to try. We watch the UFC occasionally, kind of thing, and I was like, I want to give that a crack. I want to be able to defend myself at the same time, but just try something completely new. And waltzed into that and never looked back. Really, yeah.
How long have you been doing that for now?
Training since 2015, so 7 years. So started when I was 15 and had my first fight at 16.
Yep.
That was an MMA fight, and then just had an amateur career for 3 years, went pro in 2019, and then won that. And then COVID happened, and then sort of was like up in the air what was going to happen. COVID passed, got straight back into it, and then had a few fights. Won that, ended up fighting for an Australian title. Unfortunately, 5-round split decision didn't go my way, but that's all right. Cookie crumbles, and I was planning on getting back in there, and then was training and busted my hand. So then I kind of was just like, what else crazy can I do? And 50 marathons, I was like, all right, let's do it.
Sure,
so,
50 marathons, why not? So you don't know this, but I actually got exposed to your story through your mum during that time, so 2019, 2020. So your mum obviously did one of my running programs during COVID, and your mum's a good cheerleader, I can tell.
Yeah. She's there. Very proud mum.
100%. I love it. But I definitely remember seeing your stuff, and when you were going for that professional fight during that time period. So from afar, I've seen without seeing. I mean, like anything down this end of the world, everyone knows.
Of course.
We were talking about this before. It's the peninsula, so
everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
In one way or another.
What keeps you in MMA? So I've actually not worked with any fighters or combat sports, which is kind of bizarre because I work with nearly everything besides that.
Yeah. So again, it's like for me, like similar to this challenge. It's the challenge of it. Like I'm not a violent person, or I've never had a street fight, to be honest. I walked in that gym not knowing how to throw a punch, and it's just the mental battle, obviously the physical, but there's nothing quite like fighting, to be honest. Like and it's such a mental battle, and I think that's what keeps me, like that's what I'm always like about, So and just like every day being able to level up in something, sort of. It's just a long journey that I suppose I love. So, I'm interested to see what happens in the future once my hand heals. And for sure, I love it.
If there anything you can think of that it kind of relates to, like in life or in work, or I don't know, I'm just trying to picture like how does someone imagine what it's like being in that kind of space for someone who's not necessarily going to be in that space. If you know what I mean? Like, is there the enjoyment and the why you do it? It's like it's something that you can relate it to, like from just like an outside perspective.
I suppose the ups and downs, like and continue. Like I'm always wanting to learn, whether it's I've learnt many things other than fighting from that gym as well, and it's just the battle and the grind every day kind of thing that I get. Like you you don't want to go. You just got to get up and go. And it's like kind of with all things in for me, like life, I sort of say, it's like it's discipline. It's every day that I just got to keep going kind of thing. And it's sort of just whether it's fighting or not, whatever it may be in life, just keep on going kind of thing. And it's just the constant learning process and the grind of the whole thing that I love, really.
Yeah, it's just the modality you do it is backwards to everyone else.
Yeah,
not everyone's going to go and combat, shall we say.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's interesting because like it's not something I've done either. So what's what I like to do, especially on here, is kind of like imagine what it feels like to be like. So for last week, I had an accountant on, like, what's an accountant be like? Like, how can I imagine that? And it's definitely actually recently something I've thought about doing to an extent of just doing something different from like that side of perspective, but trying to put it into like a comparison to like, and you say like the grind or the battle, like every day, like you can take that across to just like life in general.
Exactly.
Like
for sure.
It's just the modality you do it in is different, or even just strength training downstairs. Like it's
right.
The same thing. It's just a different way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. And even the people at the gym, like I started there when I was 15 and learnt so much, and sort of they've helped me, become me. And even not with fighting, but like, mindset things, this run that I'm doing is nothing to do with fighting, but what they've instilled in, like, just the mental toughness and just kind of rules for life, that I've taken with me as well. So I think it's beneficial for everyone, like, and the confidence of being able to defend yourself. Like, I think everyone should at one time maybe give it a crack in their life for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there. We're going to touch on what it's like to run 50 marathons in 50 days as our topic, which will be a bit later. But do you want to talk through kind of the what, why, and the how it started? So what's it for? What's your cause? Detail around that.
Yeah.
You've had a bit of practice of this already this morning.
Yeah.
We'll get into that as well.
So I've always, like, I had done a couple of previous running challenges for homeless charities.
What do they look like? Like your challenges, what were they?
Oh, so I did I don't know if you've heard of the David Goggins, the 4-4-48. So I did that. That was 6Ks every 4 hours for 48 hours. Yep. So I think about 80 Ks over a couple of days. And not gonna lie, it was kind of a walk in the park, to be honest. Like once I got
brush that one off.
The hardest part was the sleeping and managing eating. But did that, and then again was looking for the next like running challenge as well, or challenge. And a fellow boxer, Luke Jackson, had done or set up one called the 5-5-75 because he did the 4-4-48 as well, and that was 8Ks every 5 hours for 75 hours. So did that one, and again, once you sort of got your rhythm, it was like, all right, that's done. And then I got asked from people at the gym and just around everywhere, like, what's next? And I'm like, I couldn't.
Start, it never ends.
Yeah, and even after this, it's going to be what's next. I've already had that, and I haven't even finished this yet. But I did that, and then I was like, I honestly didn't really know what was next, but I wanted to do something big, and I had to obviously bigger than that. And I heard a couple of guys, one who used to sort of be in the area, Sean Bauer, he did it, and I was like, I just chatted to him, I was like, I want to do this, and spoke to him for a little bit, and just got the ball rolling. And like I did those other running challenges for a homeless charity as well, and it's something that I've sort of always been passionate about. Like we'll go for a run sometimes late at night after training or whatever, and you sort of see homeless around Frankston and like just around the area. And I seen like a young girl one time. I was like, it's not on. Like I got to do something about it, And that's why I've kind of always gone down helping the homeless route. And for this challenge, I was like, big runs, big day. Like, I'm going to set the target quite high for being able to raise. I've set a goal of 50,000. Just why not shoot for the stars? But
what are you at now?
Almost 13. So and even that, it's a lot of money. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to do heaps of change. So I'm proud to be able to raise money for Blessing Bags Melbourne, who provide the homeless around Frankston, Melbourne, Victoria with essentials that every basic every human needs. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's how you know Mon, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Mon Murray, for those Virtus listeners, semi-regular here at Virtus. I'll call she's pretty regular. So Mon actually started at Virtus when I did my internship. So she's been a client here longer than I've actually worked here, which is horrifying to think about.
Wow.
And we're both still here, so that says something. There you go. But do you want to talk about like kind of what Blessing Bags does? Like, what are their initiatives? Like, and I've researched and had a little bit of a look, but for the people that don't know, what's their kind of aim?
Yeah, so just to provide obviously the homeless, even like flood and fire related, like just people in need with, your basic essentials like your soap, sanitary items, hygiene items, like just the things that everyone deserves, like whether you have a home or not. So they're just very and they're like non-for-profit. I've had a chat with them all, and they were just lovely, like-minded people. And I was like, yeah, these guys, I know that they're pure, like about what they're trying to give back. So I'm very proud to be able to help them in their part as well.
Yeah, excellent. So we're going to duck dive a little bit sideways. We're going to go into Little Jack. It's my favourite question. What was Little Jack like? And then we'll come back and circle around to where you're at now from a marathon point of view. And what your days look like. It's 12:41. You've already done a marathon, which is what was Little Jack like?
Yeah, so I suppose obviously I grew up playing footy, and I was always I'd go hard. Like I was kicked. There's a photo of me. I'm running with a footy. I'm just like, get out of my way. I'm coming through. I ain't stopping me.
I get that. You were the kid that just never stopped.
Nah, my mum had me tested. She's like, took me to the doctors. Does this kid have ADHD? And the doctor's like, nah, he's just a boy.
Yeah, you are. And I don't know if I'm not correlating this well or not, but I feel like if for someone to get into like that UFC MMA space, that's kind of how you are, kind of stout. I don't know if there's a relationship between the two or like.
Yeah, I think like I said, I'm not a violent person. I'm just get shit done. Like I just got to go for it. And as a kid, stand at the back door wanting to go kick the footy, like always just kind of go. And I played footy up until 15. I was around, like I used to do, and occasionally still do actually, spin bike classes down at KC Race. So I used to do that. I grew up sort of from 13 to sort of 15. I was with mum and dad and their friends who were quite older than me, and just seeing, how like they went about their business. And I think that's like something that I now carry with me as like what kind of helped me be me.
Yeah.
Just being surrounded by those guys at, the age of 13, 14, 15. I still, feel that, that's helped, what sort of helped me become like me. And, and then, I ended up in fighting and all that sort of stuff. So I've sort of been a goer.
What was school life like?
Not too bad. Like, I was always, other than I love maths. Maths was good. Always, sort of the sporty kind of vibe. But I loved school, to be honest. It was good. Yeah.
Did you go down to school this way?
Yeah. St. Peter's in Cranbourne.
Yeah.
So I was there, and good bunch of mates that I was with in primary school as well. So we're still all
makes life easier.
Yeah, definitely a good click. I finished school. I was obviously, because I'm a plumber, I sort of decided that I was going to do that. As I was sort of finishing, I was going to not finish, but I was like, I'm just going to hang out with the boys every day. And and exactly, something to have there, of course. So, finished.
It's also
school.
one of those things that once you're in school, you don't realise how good school is until you leave.
Oh, yeah. Now I look back.
Having some kids, obviously, being in the gym this week, going, I've gone back to school this week. Oh, I can't. I don't want it. I was like, man, you
I'll swap you.
Hey, you can do my life. Like, let's swap over.
Yeah.
What was kind of like, looking back at it now, have you reflected on high school? I'm recently having these conversations a bit with some of my clients as well. Like, what did you take away from high school looking back now?
It kind of, just, I suppose, set me up for, again, who I am as well. Like, just being surrounded by good people, I suppose. Like, and, being able to be myself, really.
What's something you look for in, like, a good person? Like, what are those qualities, or what are they like? Like, the people that you relate to or take a lot from? Just,
like, positive-minded, to be honest. I'm sort of a glass-half-full kind of person, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see the positive rather than, dwelling on things. And that's even sort of like who I've surrounded myself out of school. They're all, after school, they're all getting stuff done, and always if a problem arises, it's like, okay, we can fix it. It's not the end of the world, And just sort of surrounding myself with those people in school and continuing out of school with that. Has been able to put me on my path. Yeah.
What made you choose plumbing as a trade?
I was doing carpentry, and then my boss at the time, or boss and friend, throughout school I was doing that, and he ended up traveling. Then my best mate was like, I love plumbing, you should give up. I'm like, all right. So that's honestly how it sort of fell into it. And then, throughout school again, because I did VCAL, I did a bit of work experience than that with the company, and they offered me a job when I'd finished, and I was like, all right, sweet. So
what did that job look like?
We just do like new homes, domestic kind of thing, just volume builds. It's not too bad. Like it's good, but again, even sort of, I'm not quite finished my apprenticeship yet, but once I am, we'll see what's next as well.
Yeah, that's my next question. Have you finished, or what's that? Where are you at with that?
Yeah,
obviously being a professional fighter now and doing marathons, I can't imagine doing any work right now.
Yeah, no, it's quite busy. I said to my boss before it, I was like, they've always supported me with fighting. Like, and if I need a week off here or whatever, got to travel for it, they're always, no worries. And I spoke to my boss before this 50 marathon, just before the end of the year. I was like, look, this is what I'm planning on doing.
Dude, you're not going to see him for 2 months, but
exactly. He's like, what? And he's like, he goes, you can't do that. And I said, I'll see you on the 50th day. Yeah.
Watch me.
And then he kind of realized, he's actually doing it, and then they were super supportive as well. But
I reckon he does the 50th one with you.
Maybe drive his yacht next to me. Yeah. But they've been supportive, and I'm not working at the moment, obviously, just because I said I won't be much use at work. Won't be able to walk around much. But
hey, you walked in the gym pretty sprightly today. I'll give you that much.
Yeah. Even my doctor said the same thing. I thought you'd be wobbling when he came in. No,
you're good.
Body's holding up.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Is plumbing something you want to continue with, like post fighting, or like?
I'll be honest, probably not.
Not knowing where you're at with that yet, and we'll get into that next. But
yeah, like.
Do you have another thing in mind that you'd love to do?
Yeah, I actually have sort of always, as a kid, like I've always been interested in firefighting, actually.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And once I actually the week after I've done all my schooling, like have like got my certificate in plumbing, but I just got to wait the time now. And
sure.
A week after this run is when I get back, is when I get signed off. So
nice.
I'll still continue that for a bit. But firefighting is actually something that I've always had an eye on in sort of in the back pocket.
Yeah. Is that like from like a little kid wanting to be a firefighter kind of thing?
Yeah. And then just now, like, chat to friends and friends of friends who do it and they swear by it and they love it. So I feel like they'd be quite a full-on but rewarding job as well. So
yeah, I did some contract work for them, setting up their fitness prep and like their recruit systems back during COVID. So when you see all the fitness and prep data come through, just go like, oh.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that like on the horizon kind of thing? Like we're going to get to your professional fighting career now.
Yeah.
Where in like a time, do you have like a time frame you want to do things by, or you just kind of go with the flow?
Kind of go with the flow, yeah. I think like sort of within the sort of next year, like I'd like to have the ball rolling for that.
Yeah.
And I'll find a way to manage that and all of my other life. Yeah. But right now, plumbing, and I plumb throughout the day, then I train pretty much all night. Yep. And I've been doing that for the last 6 years, and
it just kind of becomes normal after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. So I'll see how the plumbing goes and the firefighting sort of leads into it. But my priority is I love fighting. So it'd be awesome to be able to do that, full time.
Yeah, sure. Where you're at with that now, and kind of what's on the horizon? Obviously, hand.
Yeah.
Where
So
you're at the hand, like what's that all look like?
Once sort of like by the time I sort of finished this run, I broke like a part in my knuckle that holds the tendon in place. Yeah, sort of just a big old knuckle there. But once I finish with the runs, I'll be able to get that back and going, and hopefully sort of get back in the cage sort of mid year. But I've got amazing sponsors, Southside Concrete and my gym that look after me, sponsor me. And
Southside Concrete, that seems awfully familiar.
So they're from down on the peninsula, Chase, Smosig and Audrey.
I don't know. I don't know. The name just kind of pops out out of nowhere.
Yeah.
As you were, sorry.
They're awesome. And they've supported me from day dot.
Mm-hmm.
So super grateful for them. And once I can fight again, I'll definitely be straight back in there and hopefully build my way up to whatever comes of it, for sure. So you just never know, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. What from when you had your first fight, you said 16 before, right?
Yeah.
From that to now, what's that process look like? I know it's a long time, so we spent a bit of time on that. But what's from doing your first fight? What was like, hey, I really like that, or hey, I could actually make something of this. Like, what was that kind of like? Yeah.
So, my very first fight.
Did you win?
I didn't actually. Yeah, nah. So the guy missed by 5 kills.
Have you listened to Harry Guyside's podcast with Mark Howard yet?
No, I've listened to a different one with Harry Garside, but I
was actually listening to it yesterday on a bit of a walk. It's interesting. He also lost his first fight. So
must be a common trend.
Must keep you in there.
Yeah. But I had that at 16 and lost that by decision. But it was just that that first fight was a bloom. It was like so much adrenaline. Like I'd never had a fight before. That was like just a crazy experience. But it was like I wanted more.
Yeah.
And then from then on, like I always like loved MMA, but throughout my amateur career, I had like amateur boxing fights, kickboxing fights, and MMA just to get as much experience as possible and sort of just get the adrenaline out of the way. But yeah, I think I had 20 amateur fights and won 15, lost 5. So lost the first one, the second one, and then sort of went on a decent track run and lost my very last one, and then was like, we're going to go pro, and won the first one, and
For someone who doesn't know what MMA is, how would you explain the sport?
It's
a little bit more common now, but I'm sure there's still a lot of people that don't really know the intricacies, I guess you could say, like that. You see fighting and violence, and I don't want to do that. Like, what, from your kind of aspect, like what's it like as a sport?
It's
what's
very
it entail as well is probably a good question.
Yeah, and it's like obviously there's blood and it's a fighting, it's crazy kind of thing, but it's a very respectful, like disciplined sport as well. Like you'd be surprised. Like myself, like I'm not a violent person. A lot of people that do it, it's super respectful. They're just genuine, awesome people in that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, MMA as a sport, it's obviously everything put together. So there's sort of multiple disciplines. You got boxing, you got kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling.
What's your favorite aspect? What do you like the most?
The stand-up kickboxing.
What's your weakness, or what don't you like the most?
I love it all. I've the way my fights have gone, I love stand up, but I've finished them on the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
So wherever it goes, I'm kind of comfortable, and
good answer.
Yeah, can't let any secrets out to anyone watching. I think that again, like I said, it's having to cover every base to be able to get in there, confidently.
I'm sure you love the grind of learning the different skills too.
Yeah, every day, it's I think for me, like, that's what life's all about, just learning something new, whether it could be absolutely anything, but being able to put yourself in an environment where you can learn every single day is, what I love.
Yeah. What's a normal training week look like? So when you're in full fight mode, like what's that look like?
Yeah, so like I said, I'll plumb throughout the day. So I'm up at 5 for that, and I work to usually about 2, and then Mondays and Wednesdays I have my kickboxing, and that's usually from about 4:30 to 6:30. Just we'll do pads, we'll do sort of some drills, and then sparring, and just like bag work, all that sort of stuff. So that's Monday and Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, same sort of work all day, and then we do MMA. So MMA is like, we might do grappling, wrestling, striking, a bit of everything, just kind of whatever the coach decides, obviously. But do that, and then straight after that, I'll have jiu-jitsu. So another an hour and a half of just grappling and going over moves and things like that. But Tuesday, Thursdays, 6:30 till about 9 after work. So quite a big day. Monday, 4:30 to about 6:30, and then Friday. We'd have just sparring, so we go in there and just do rounds, and we'll do 33-minute rounds.
Match sim.
Yeah, of course, and it's quite full on, like everyone's there to do their job, so you got to come prepared for sure.
Yeah. What's if you were the 3 different sessions? So obviously your Mondays, your Tuesdays, and let's just say your Fridays.
Yeah, and on Saturdays we do wrestling.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's kind of like the structure look like? So into like the nitty gritty of like what's a Monday look like compared to what's a Tuesday look like from a session point of view. Like what do you do when you get there? What's like the first thing you got to tick off? So like from our client's point of view in here, we do a bit of a movement screen, and then they get given some correctives or some things that are based on their screen that they know they need to do before they do or start their lift or anything like that. So for you, what does that look like from the time you arrive to this time you start doing kind of like the aspects of your session? What's that look like?
Yeah, so I'll sort of rock up. If the class starts at 4:30, I'll get there about 4. Just whoever the boy.
Hear that, everyone? He gets there early to class.
Sometimes.
No, just leave it.
Not every time. And then I'll stretch, wrap my hands, and get them already sort of shadow box a bit, loosen up, and we'll do like our warm up. We have like a little ladder, and we'll just do like lots of footwork drills. And sort of like then we have like box jumps. Then we'll do like maybe 10 rounds on the bag, just whatever the coach sort of decides. So they can be power shots or, just 6 shots each, like kind of thing. And that sort of definitely gets the sweat going. And then he'll pull us in and he'll give us a drill, or he'll hold pads for us, or, set us up in that aspect, and do that for about, time flies, I don't really know how long. But
you to stop,
and then full gear up, we'll shin pads and knee pads, head guard, 16, everything. And then, we'll just, what we've learnt, just get in probably, anywhere from 5 sparring rounds after that. And then we have our warm down of 1,000,001 crunches and every other ab exercise you can do. I don't know if you say it's a warm down, but it's another hard part of the session. And that's that kind of thing. That's a Monday and a Wednesday. A Tuesday and a Thursday. Finish work. I usually try and sneak in a nap for an hour because I don't start till 6:30. But that's the same deal. Sort of rock in. Again, wrap the hands, just get everything going, and then just sort of like we'll do some MMA based exercises like things called like sprawls and escapes and all these sort of just movement. Just get the body ready for everything, and then whatever the class holds, we'll go with that. So. It might be wrestling or grappling or whatever it is. And
what's a class kind of look like size wise, people wise? Like what's the makeup of a class?
We've got about kickboxing class like that Monday, Wednesday. They'd be in our fighter class. They'd probably be about 10 to 15, and all these guys, we have Commonwealth title winners. Like
it's pretty big gym from what I know, right?
And like the guys. They're good. They know what they're doing, so it's good to be able to be around those
Someone
boys.
who's not in the space, I knew that one, so that means something, I guess.
They're well accredited, those boys. So it's an honour and a pleasure to be able to train with them, and you learn off of those guys as well. So Monday and Wednesday it's probably about 15 of us. We all like fight and that as well, so it's quite full on.
Are they amateurs, pros? I know you said like all com games.
Probably 50-50. Sort of. Cool. So it's good to be able to get around those guys. High level, definitely. You have to work your way up into that class. You can't really just waltz in. But Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, we've got about 5 guys that fight MMA, including myself, and we'll just do whatever the coach says. But that class probably about saying about 15 people. That's a like you got to work your way into that class again. You kind of have to have had some background in striking and grappling, and then
it's a passage into it. You just can't walk into it.
Just because of the how full on it is. We can't really stop to be able to necessarily teach you the basics, which you can learn in other classes. So, that's go that class, and then straight after that, jiu-jitsu. That's probably 30 plus people class. That's awesome, and that's anyone who anyone, and everyone's happy to help everyone. So. Not knowing, you can be first day beginner with someone who's a black belt, and it's super chill and welcoming, and there's no pressure or anything. So, that's awesome class as well.
And I don't know this, has the landscape changed on how you kind of train and prepare from when you started to now? Or is it kind of similar?
Somewhat similar. Like obviously the schedule's the same, but it's more so We'll if we have fights coming up, we'll go over fight specific things, and just about the opponents and things like that. You'll do that, but otherwise, you'd be surprised. It's just a lot of repeating the basics and getting that down pat. So it's over the 6 years. It's very very much the same, but very much different in the little tweak kind of things for fight camps and things like that.
Yeah, when you get closer to the edge, things get more specific.
That's pretty. Yeah, exactly.
It's 80-20. 80% of what you do is the same, but it's the 20% that makes a difference between being X and Z.
Definitely. Absolutely.
What's the fight week look like?
Fight week,
from a preparation point of view, how does a normal training week change to a
fight week?
What I call in season, working in team sport. But what's a fight week look like?
So obviously fight week, majority of the people in the sport cut weight. So the first week out, say fight on the Saturday, the Monday will still probably be the same session, same hard normal session. Tuesday, the same. Wednesday you sort of taper off a bit and just do some sort of flow work or
good work.
Yeah, and like visualization, lots of visualization for sure in that regard. And then Thursday you might just do a little bit here and there, but for myself, like, keep the body moving, keep fresh, keep limber, but focus on sort of cutting the weight. So
what class do you fight in?
Lightweight, so fight at 70 kilos. Yeah.
What do you normally sit at, like training weight wise?
I usually cut.
Do you have to cut aggressively, or is it normally pretty?
It's comfortable, but over camp, like right now, I was sort of at the start of this run, I was 83, so I'm about sort of mid, low 80s kind of thing. And over the camp, I'll sort of go from 83 to 77, 78, and then fight week I'll go from 78 to sort of 70, 77 down to 70, but throughout the week I'll maybe lose 3+ kilos. So I fight, like, weigh-in day, I've only got 3 kilos to sweat out, which is surprisingly not that hard.
I was going to say, to me that seems quite aggressive from like a cutting point of view. What's a cut kind of look like? So and I'm coming from an external point of view of, I know not a lot of people know kind of the intricacies of fighting unless you're really involved in it. So like, for someone who doesn't know what that looks like, it probably seems like a lot. But what's a cut week look like? Like, what do you need to do? What are the strategies you use? Like, I know a lot of it is obviously just sweating out like that last 3 kilos. But what's that kind of the week look like from that point of view? Yeah,
it's quite. Obviously, I have a good nutritionist and things like that. But it's it's a tight week with food. No carbs, no salt, none of that. Just plain chicken and vegetables and things like that. Just to really sort of make sure your body doesn't, for me, like, hold the water. And then, I'll sort of taper, like, I'll be on the same diet so from a week out. So, the Friday, the week prior to all the way to the Thursday. But it's, I water load, so I'll probably drink, I do drink, sort of 7 litres plus a day for the first 4 days while sort of still just training and keeping limber. And then the Thursday, the day before the weigh-in, I'll have next to no water and then sweat that Thursday and the Friday, and it falls off. But it is just quite bland in the food aspect wise for the week kind of thing.
One of those things that it's probably not enjoyable, you're just used to it now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of a part of the game. It's not that you can still make it enjoyable for sure, but it's kind of you gotta kind of expect it almost, to be honest.
What are some strategies you use to lose like that extra weight?
Just for me, like the water load.
That's the main one.
That's what I use. And then on the weigh-in day, I'll some people do saunas. Like I do personally, I like a hot bath. I don't want to sit in the sauna, so I had the bath sort of around near the 40, just above the body temp, get the sweat going, and stay in there for 20-ish minutes, and then I wrap myself up in towels and hoodie and all that biz, and just keep the sweat going. I might have to do 2 rounds and sort of 20 minutes.
Just keep that heart rate up a little bit higher.
Just keep the body sweating. And
do you have markers you need to hit during that kind of stuff, or is it kind of just it just happens now, you're just used to it?
You just sort of, like, I've learnt over, like, I didn't really cut for my amateur career, but you get used to, I might do a kilo here or there, and then leading into the pros, like, I would do a bit more or whatever, and you learn what works for you. But I find, like, I know how my body sort of works.
How's that affect your function across the week? So going from like 70 down to 70 and under, like what's from like a how you feel point of view, like how does that make you feel?
A little bit lethargic.
Okay.
Drinking 7+ litres a day, it's actually quite physically hard.
It's actually harder than it seems.
But it's not too bad. Like, again, like I said, if it's just for 1 week, you kind of just get on with it. But
get yourself through kind of thing.
It's you don't really have a whole lot of energy, to be honest. But I find for myself, like, I'm comfortable cutting that 7 kilos in that week, and then that fight, like, I'll weigh in 70 and then I'll be back up to 80 on fight night, and I feel good as gold. I haven't cut any weight at all. So it's a bit of a boring week in the food, like I said, in the food department. But it's. Do
you find the boring enjoyable though?
Almost, like
someone who likes to be stimulated. Like, is it hard for you or challenging for you to enjoy the boring, I guess, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I still, like, I love food. I'm a food lover for sure. So it's like, I want to eat everything. But again, like, right now, like, I can't fight, and I look forward to it almost. Like, it's like, I missed that. But in the time, it's like, all right, just suck it up.
Post fight, what's your go-to meal?
What
Like
have I
all
had?
shackles off. Like, what are you just going?
Yeah, I smash Okami.
Army, yeah. I love that. I actually have
that's
been
the
there.
go-to. No, yeah, but yeah, that or honestly, I'm just a bottomless pit. I'll eat everything.
Are you a cook? Do you like to cook, or you just like food? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like to cook. I had to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Obviously for all the nutrition, like my dietitian's like, you're gonna have to cook your own food. So, sort of became a little bit of a whiz in the kitchen. I wouldn't say I'm a master chef, but I can cook up what I need to cook up, and it's actually quite enjoyable. So
yeah, and you just spoke about your dietitian before. What's your team look like?
Yeah,
so who's around you?
Yeah, obviously I got my kickboxing coach, MMA coach, boxing coach, and then like head coach and all that. So those 4 guys, Jamie Abdullah, his brother Hasem Abdullah, Joey Haddad and Kelly Seif, these guys know exactly what they're doing. They've been doing it forever.
I definitely recognise a couple of those names.
Yeah, well, they've won world title. Hasem won a world title in kickboxing, and Jamie won an Australian title and fought overseas. I think like they've
Are they looking after a bunch of people as well?
Yeah. So they run the ship pretty much. Yeah, and I don't know how they manage all this, but they're bloody good at what they do. That's for sure. And even just those guys, they're more than just coaches, so they make like life easy, and they're just the best. So
what does that look like? So making life easier for you, like what do they do that you go, I really value that? Yeah, just even like it might be a tough week, physically draining with fighting, but they're always got a pep in their step. They're always full of energy, and they always put a smile on your face. Like right now, I'm running the marathons, obviously, but one day a week, I'm there on the treadmill, and I look forward to that day so much just so I can get to see those guys, and always down for a chat, whatever it may be, and they're just good people, Beach this morning called you a maniac for doing one on the treadmill, by the way. She's like, how does he do that?
Yeah, surprisingly, it's not too bad, but
I don't know. I feel like it would be easier, but way harder.
Yeah, it's because it's like when you're running, you go, I can get to that tree. And they're like, I'm going to get to that wall, and I just never get to that wall.
And I feel like the treadmill, I don't know, I haven't done a marathon on a treadmill. I feel like it's like, it's just going to keep pushing me along. I just got to turn my legs over.
That's it, and I have a few people there to talk to. I'm like, legs are just going.
I was actually thinking about it yesterday, so I actually can't run for just this week. I've just tweaked a little muscle in my ankle, but I was doing a pretty nasty air bike session yesterday, and like I was grinding a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like one of the clients just walked in and like started talking to me. I was like, I've done an extra 12 minutes here. Like,
so, it's weird how their mind works. Like you kind of just can distract yourself. But
we're gonna get in the mindset.
Yeah.
What's who else is in your team? So you've got your 4 coaches.
Yeah. Sorry, and my dietitian.
I nearly went to move on. I was like, hang on.
That was a topic, but he's
welcome to podcast. So you can do whatever you want and go on whatever tangent you want.
That's it. I've actually personally never met him, so he's from Perth. Peter Miller, Condition Nutrition is his name, and we sort of just got in chatted over Instagram, and he was always like real welcoming to me, and he works with some real high level guys, on Big 1FC and all these sort of people around the world, and he supported me, and he's just been awesome. Taught me a lot about how it all sort of works as well. So not just write your plan here, eat this. It's like this is what is gonna. And if you're eating this and it doesn't work for you, this is another option. Or if you don't like this, you can do this. There's a million and one ways kind of thing. And just a awesome dude as well. So they're my sort of in the fight team. They're like my fight, and obviously all my teammates. My teammates are the bloody best. They're they again keep me going and just the best. So that's my training partners team. They're everything, and my 4 coaches and nutritionists is my team for sure.
Do you do any like supplementing, like strength stuff, or like what, or is that all kind of included in that? Or,
I wouldn't say like I'm never really lifted weights or anything like that. A lot of sort of HIIT training, high intensity and things like that. But a lot of it is also body weight in the class, like similar for fighting. Like I can go for a run, but it's not going to make me fight fit.
Yeah,
I have to do that thing to become.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, definitely. So like, if we get people come in the gym, or even myself, like they've spoken to me, and I'm running a lot, and I just not fit in the ring. I'm like, man, the only thing that's going to get you fit is doing those rounds, or the only thing you're going to get better at wrestling. It might be like the squeezing for so long, it's so hard, but the only thing that's going to get you better at that is that. So
it's adaptation is task specific. You want to get better at something, you got to go do the thing.
Do lots of it, exactly. Yeah. So for myself, like I wouldn't say I do lots of like weightlifting, a little bit here and there, like compound, sort of just big heavy lift, like just to kind of explode. But yeah, that and high intensity and lots of body weight stuff. You know, pull ups, crunches, all the in between, everything body weight. So yeah, that's what I've always sort of been doing.
Nice. I had a lot of questions over the last couple of days around like recovery. Like, what do you do for recovery wise? Whether that's, I know the questions came from the marathon side, and we'll get to that as well. But just from like a fighting side, what do you do to back yourself up?
Yeah, so obviously I make sure my coach was like really adamant, you know, stretch. So lots of stretching every day before and after. Sort of I'll spend 10, 15, 20 minutes like just stretching. And also just like listening to my body. You know, if I got a little niggle or whatever, I'll let my coach know straight away, and we'll work around it. But it's also the same sort of thing. You know, every day I've trained. My body's so used to the movements that I was doing that just the day-to-day sort of, not necessarily the hard training, but just the normal class of training, I feel quite sweet to be able to just keep going. And, you know, I'll occasionally do like the ice baths and things like that for the running, ice baths every day. But for fighting, just, good sleep, good food, stretch, and I usually feel pretty well, right? So
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. What, talk me through some of your fights. So, would you say 20 amateur fights?
Yeah.
15-5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just checking others.
On the money.
Yeah, try to. What's, I don't know, favourite ones, best ones? Like, kind of what's that environment like?
Yeah. Well, for one that I'll always remember is obviously my first fight. It was just adrenaline dump to the max and complete blur. Like, I don't know what was going on. But, that was...
What'd you learn from the first one?
Don't stay still. He just sat on me. He missed weight by 5 kilos, and I was like, you know what, I'm here. Let's just do it anyway.
Sure.
So, that was a little story to tell. But just try and sort of, I don't know, keep going. But I've throughout my amateur career, like that's one that I remember. I won the Arnold Classic boxing tournament, so that was over a couple of days, a few fights, and won that. That was, you know, I've been in the Arnold Classic a couple of years before and go, oh, that'd be cool to do. And then my coach was like, you want to do it? Yeah, all right. So
I'm in.
we did that, won that. What else? I had, my second MMA fight. So I had that one at 16, had a bunch of kickboxing, boxing, and then I actually can't remember the date, to be honest. Maybe 2018, I had another one, and I was fighting this big name. They sent him over from Perth, and I was just this kid, and you know,
nonchalantly.
And I knocked him out. So there you go. Sent him back to Perth with a bit of a sore head, but that was one to remember as well. Sort of solidified that's what I want to do in MMA. You know, that was an awesome moment, and I was like, this is definitely something that MMA based is where I want to go. So that one, and then towards the later parts in my amateur career, I won the Vic boxing title.
Sure.
That was like a last minute thing, a week before. You want to fight? I'm like, right.
Seeing a general trend here.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Amateurs, it's quite like that, to be honest. You know, you don't know if you're fighting until you're in there, because opponent pull-out changes. It's quite common. You know, you get the whole week, and then the day before, it won't happen.
Not happening,
so those sort of few that I've named there, there's some that probably stick with me. And then my last amateur fight, I lost, but I was like, I'm done in the amateurs now. I couldn't get any more fights. No one really wanted to fight me, so had to go into the pros. And I was quite a young pro, like 19. There wasn't any pros at that age doing it, and then went pro. So that's sort of where I was, and haven't looked back since then.
Yeah, out of the 15 you won, how'd you win? What's that look like? What's the breakdown look like? Give or take.
Amateurs, like, obviously knockouts happen, but you have head guards and bigger gloves, so it's not as common that knockouts happen. In boxing and kickboxing, it happens, but it's not, obviously it's a bit more protected. So
is it a little bit, and I'm bringing this from Harry Garside's podcast, is it a little bit like amateurs trying to survive rather than try to win, whereas professionals the opposite? Is that kind of the same vibe, or
pretty much different? Like my coaches always had said, amateurs, it's the learning. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Like, if you learn and just get comfortable in there, that's the goal. And then pro, it becomes you got to win for sure. So it was just about getting the experience and getting rid of that adrenaline dump. So when you do go pro, you're right to go. For sure.
What's the transition to a pro look like? So you're an amateur. Like, how do you get to being a pro?
Just obviously you technically say you could go pro if you know, like you could not sign up, but you can put your name down kind of thing. So it's at own risk kind of thing, you know. So my coaches, obviously I couldn't get any more amateur fights. No one wanted to fight me anymore. So, and we had the goal and the plan of going pro. So I was like, all right, let's do it now. They made the decision, like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. So a pro show came on. They put my name down, and then they matched me up like that. And that's kind of how it goes. But obviously, you know, your head guard goes or smaller gloves. But it's just a whole different scene, to be honest. Like, it is a big step up, definitely, because it's like there's no going back, and this is serious. Like,
in what way is it a big step up?
Just the, like, obviously
demands, like the kind of like everything, I guess.
Yeah, like, everything. Just the whole, like, the feeling of it as well. Like, it's like I said, you know, your goal is to win. You can't just float through it. It's kill or be killed. Like, not really, but you know, like, I know what you mean. Yeah, you got to go for it, kind of thing. You're here to do it or you're not. And that's the commitment you got to make to yourself. Like, it takes a lot of courage to be able to, okay, I'm going to do it. Sign the dotted line and it's a go, and then it's up to you. You're going to get caught out if you're not putting in the work, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of it's a big step up because you got to really be onto it.
What was your like biggest shock going from amateur to pro?
Well, my first pro fight, I tried to, you know, my mind, I tried to tell myself it was just another amateur fight. Like, obviously I'm there to win, but I was out the back, like I was, you know, just staying calm, doing everything that I did in the amateurs, just tell myself this is just another amateur fight. That way I don't get psyched out. And I found that sort of worked. Obviously for the first one, I performed really well in my first fight and won that second round TKO. So yeah, just stay calm, and for me it was a massive mindset thing, you know, just telling myself that it's an amateur fight, but obviously it wasn't. But yeah, I suppose just it's a big mindset thing. You can either sort of let it make you crumble, or you can use it for your own sort of good. Yeah.
Is there, you talk about mindset, is there any other kind of, like, not demons you need to face, but like when you are preparing for a fight, or it's the day before or an hour before, like what goes through your mind in that kind of instance?
Yeah, each to their own. Everyone's quite different, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
For me, like, I just try and make it as normal of a day as possible. Like, you know, I'll wake up, have normal, like, obviously what I need to eat or whatever, get me going. But I just, you know, if I want to go out, go to the shops or whatever it is, like, I just try and keep it as normal as possible. That way my mind, and this is just another day, and it's just bright lights and there's people watching, and I've got to do what I got to do. That's sort of how I try and keep myself calm for the day. But yeah, that's sort of how I've always gone about it. And when I'm out the back, like, my coach is like, "Are you ready, Jack?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
just chilling.
I'll almost be asleep.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that, because I used to do that a lot, because I come from a cricket background mainly. Yeah. And I used to be the same thing. Before I went out to bat, like, I was like ready for a nap, like, just so, not zen, but I was just content with where I was at, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting to say that, because I was the same way, and I used to just get yelled at, like, "You ready?
Wake up, go."
Good. Like,
yeah.
Are you someone that likes to, I don't know, be yelled at to be motivated? Or are you pretty, like, self?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I feel like I'm quite self-motivated. Like, I could...
Your drive comes within, but you love an external kick.
Yeah, and I'm not like they're there. I'm like, scream at me, you know, be rude. Yeah. Go, you pussy, do shit, fucking go. Yeah. That's what I'm like, yes, that's, if I need to pick up, that's scream at me. And I think that's, the coaches keep it real, because they know that if you fucking,
that's a coach-athlete thing.
Yeah, they're like, you need to pick it up now. Like, then that's kind of what, okay, get me going for sure.
Do you have ebbs and flows of, like, what you need pre-fight? Or are you, like, pretty content with, like, the same from a coach aspect? Like, are they pretty aware of what you need, or? Yeah,
they are. Like, now they are for sure. And, like, you know, my first amateur, or my first sort of pro fight, you know, again, I was sort of out the back, just like chilling, and like, you know, after the fight, like, "You all right? Like, is everything?" Like, we were a bit worried, and I'm like, yeah, that's just kind of how I go. And now as I've gotten into my career, they know that this is chill, but this is normal. Yeah, this is normal. In. Yeah, and you know, I'll literally, like, lay my towel down and just lay on the ground and do some breath work before the fight, and just completely just chill out. But they know that that's me getting ready in a way, and then, you know, I don't know, 30 minutes before the fight, gear on, warm up.
Sure.
Doesn't take much to get the adrenaline going on a
Yep.
fight night, and
Yep.
you go out there and do your thing.
Have you ever had days where you're like not locked in?
On a fight day.
Yeah.
There was one fight that I sort of felt a bit sort of. I had a quite busy week, like mentally, and there was a lot going on at the
Yep.
time, and my coaches were like, even that week of the fight, they're like, "You're all good." Like this,
Yeah.
Again, this is a fight. It's gonna happen. So, yeah, I'd say one of the fights for sure. I was a bit distracted mentally. But again, I knew like in my back pocket when I needed to pull it out,
Sure.
it was there. And
Yeah,
once the bell goes,
switch.
everything's out the way. Yeah. But yeah, it's a game that you kind of can't really play around with for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're on or you're out.
Yeah,
literally.
exactly. Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, honestly, exactly.
Yeah. So before your fight, so that half an hour, what's a warm up look like? How do you get yourself razzed up? And is it different between you and your training partners? Like this, obviously we all need different things for our preparation, but what do you need versus what do you see other people kind of need?
Yeah, some boys it's well, like, don't kill this guy. Go like they need that little rev up. For me, like I'll just once I sort of put my gloves on, wrap my hands, and once the hands are wrapped, like it's okay, it's happening. Yeah. But then just sort of some light pad work really, and I might just grapple a bit with one of the guys, and that's sort of about it, to be honest. And just sort of bounce around, stay light, and just start to envision everything and visualize. And that's it. Like I said, it takes about 30 minutes, and I'm ready to go. I fight day, like I said, maybe a training session yell at me, but fight during before the fight, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're pretty locked in. You don't.
Yeah.
You're pretty self-aware.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so got to just go out there and do it.
Yep. What's kind of like the stadium arena? What's that look like? Everyone's watched the pay-per-view, but what's it like for you?
Yeah, well, when it's quite full on. Everyone's eyes are on you. That's for sure. It's it can be quite daunting.
I come at this from some people that have not been in a spotlight. Like for you, what's it like being in a spotlight?
Yeah,
literally in a spotlight.
Yeah, and
you
I'm
can't see anything besides the ring, right?
No,
it's
all
blacked out.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I got Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue's my walkout song, and once I hear that song,
I actually read that. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, once I hear that, it's like I see red. Like it's just like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I was actually going to put it on here and play it before you started and see if you picked up on it.
Yeah,
couldn't work out the Bluetooth.
I've been up and about.
Hey,
yeah,
what the hell this guy know?
Yeah. Once that sort of song goes, it's like, all right, I'm just like tunnel vision. But yeah, it's quite confronting, like to be able to have to be in the spotlight. Yeah. I'm not I don't really thrive off of attention. I don't want everyone. Normally, like day to day, I'm not trying to be the center of attention. And it's something that I've had to learn to deal with for sure on the fight night. I've fought main event, and the whole night they wait for you, and then it's all eyes on you. It's like, all right, but again, I don't hear anyone.
No, you're just locked in.
Yeah, and I hear my coach's voice, and that's it. Yep. That's it. And you hear tape back, and you hear all these people screaming, but I can't hear a word they're saying. It's just his voice.
And you can kind of get that picture for anyone who has actually watched a UFC fight or anything like that. Like you can tell that there's people yelling and screaming, but they have absolutely no idea what you're saying.
No,
and that's a mindset thing of being locked in.
Of course, yeah, for sure. And I think some people are able to, and some people aren't. Like some fighters aren't able to really do that. But I think that can be what makes the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter. They're able to really listen to that, and your coaches can see what you can't. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. What's anything else about fight day that you think people have no idea about? Like anything that kind of strikes you of this is normal for me, but people probably just don't get?
Not to be like if you were to see me around town, you wouldn't know I'm fighting that night for sure. Like it's just like I said, normal day, and then the stereo cops are pumping on the way to the fight. That's for sure. But yeah, I like to drive myself there.
Do you have a playlist?
Not really. I don't even have a playlist. I just have like songs. But as I'm about 10 minutes out of the arena, I'll play Kickstart My Heart just to get used to it. Yeah. And then I'll listen to it on the walkout. But yeah, that's sort of me. And then fight night, I get to the arena and I'll just lay all my stuff out, get ready, chill out, watch my teammates fight if they're fighting, and then when it's my time to go, I get ready to go. So yeah, that's sort of about it, to be honest. Nothing crazy, I'd say.
Yeah, cool. What's So biggest fight to date or bigger fights? Where are they? What's it look like? How'd you go? What's the one that you can kind of front of mind kind of thing?
Yeah, so obviously my most recent fight, I fought for the Australian title, lightweight title, against a well-known name. Is a Sudanese guy, 6'4", so quite tall and skinny. Like he was quite tall and skinny, and I knew it would be a battle, and it was. Unfortunately, I sort of got off to a bit of a slow start. He found his range, and then in the later rounds, I turned it up. But yeah, that was one that, again, was a massive learning curve, and it could have been like a toss of a coin, to be honest. He thought I won it. I thought I'd won it. He got on the mic straight. I thought I lost that fight, but
that hurts.
Yeah, but it is what it is, you know.
Correct.
So I've learned a lot from that. But that I'd say would have been the biggest fight for sure for me recently. Like, yeah.
Where was that
at? That was in Sunshine, actually, on Demolition Fight Series.
Yep.
Yeah, so be good to get back in there for sure once I'm ready to go and get my spot back.
Where is the hand at?
Yeah, it's good.
Before, but what's
yeah,
the so like, if you were fighting now, like, what would you be doing? Based on the hand, obviously.
Yeah, so obviously once I continued to train for a while. I heard it, and then I just trained one-handed leading up until this fight. But
of course you did.
Yeah, I couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. Sparred one-handed everything.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, but right now, like it's come along real well. Like I'm out of the brace, and it's just getting a bit of a movement back. But yeah, honestly, it's on. I was supposed to have physio. I have physio tomorrow. The specialist tomorrow. So he says it's above. It's ahead of target. You know. So hopefully, get back in there sooner rather than later.
Nice. What's the goal for fighting? What next?
Whatever sort of it takes, you know, like whatever's next. I want to obviously have big goals like UFC and things like that, and it's very possible. Absolutely, you know, I've got my coach has fought overseas. He fought on the PFL. The guys that are around the local area, these guys, you know, Jack Jenkins, Jimmy Crute, like Jake Matthews, all those guys, they're around the scenes that I'm at, you know. So it is just getting in there, winning, performing. That it can happen, you know. So just winning and doing my part, and I'm sure
take care of itself.
Yeah. But for me, that of course that's a goal. Absolutely. I'll take it one fight at a time, but big picture, absolutely, I'd love to get there.
You got some mentors in your corner that you look up to and can bounce off some of that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So I obviously got my coaches. Those guys have seen it all and done it all, so they've always got they can always relate. And I work with my breathing coach, Dave Wood. He works with Adesanya and all those guys, so he's taught me many things about obviously fighting and just the practice he teaches that are beneficial for life. He's real helped me with taking processing things in different ways than I had previously about whatever fights and things like that, because he works with those high level guys, Adesanya and, you know, the world champs and things. So he's been real good to learn from as well and become a good friend for sure. So I feel like my circle's very, very tight but very good. They're gonna help me.
Sounds
for sure.
Exciting, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, and one day at a time is kind of how I live my life. But big picture, absolutely, it's exciting for sure.
What's that timeline look like?
Oh, I'm 22. That's good.
I got that on my mark.
22 now. So hopefully, you know, looking back 3 years.
Still quite young for the scene though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like went pro very young.
Yeah.
And you know, COVID happened. It was a bit shit. Like I would have liked to have made a mark then, young, get the ball rolling. Absolutely, and that happens for a reason. My hand happens for a reason. But I'll keep plodding along until, you know, the opportunity arises. But looking back 3 years, you know, although COVID happened, a lot has happened in that in the fighting regard. Like I've done a lot and learnt a lot. So I'm excited for, say, the next 3 years, you know, 25, who knows.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll just keep plodding along until whatever happens, and I'll make it happen.
Yeah, you will.
Absolutely.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Right. We're transitioning.
Easy.
Topic of the day. 50 marathons in 50 days.
Yeah.
Maniac.
Love it.
How's the body feel? So you are 31 in.
31 in, yeah.
Question from actually another one of the AFLW athletes was, how's your body feel?
Yeah. My toes aren't
we're looking at them this morning.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We're not going to get them out.
No, we're not going. I was going to wear Birks. I said I can't do it to him. I've got to wear shoes.
Hey, I'd be prepared for it. But yeah, they are cooked.
Yeah, they're gone as the toenails of. Yeah, they come off the big toenail.
When that happened?
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
There was like starting to lift more and more each day, and like I think day 12 was like my toes really hurt, and then like they just started to just.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Blisters have got blisters on top of blisters.
Yep.
First week they blistered, and then they popped and they calloused no more, and then it's not very pretty.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure people can put two and two together. With
over 1 million steps, something's going to happen. You know. I got tendonitis in both of my Achilles.
Yep.
The first day 1 to 6, from 6 to 10 is when they flared up, and it was the most pain I've been in recent times for sure. Excruciating. And then my left knee has just been like a bit sort of tight, I'd say. But other than that, pretty well right. Yeah. It's amazing what the body can do, you know, like went from that 10th day I had to walk. I ran like 3Ks out of the 42, walked for 7 hours. But then the next day wouldn't say I was running fast, but you know, I was moving again. And now today I'm running a 4:30K kind of thing.
Yeah, we're
like
looking at that.
Yeah, the body is just, it's amazing how it can get back to normal.
Yeah, 30 days in, or 31 days in. What's been the biggest thing you surprised you about yourself?
I suppose just obviously I knew it was going to be tough, like having to sort of get through that really hard day. Like I was looking for every option, like what can I, you know, I'm not going to, like I'm going to continue obviously, but you know, I was like, this is extremely hard, and to be able to get over that has taught me like many things, like about myself, like, you know, you'd be surprised what you can go through. And I'd say that has been a massive, not only for this run, like thing that I can look back on, but for life I'll have that with me for sure. That, you know, you can keep going.
Yeah. So we spoke about this before we started actually recording, but you said the first kind of 6 days was pretty rough. Yeah,
or the 1 to 6, like I'd say my first run was actually real shit, the very first run.
Yeah.
Feet were on fire. Don't know why. I was just like, okay, this better not hang around. Didn't. But 1 to 6 like weren't too bad, like on the body. They were all right because, I don't know, it's doable. Yeah. And then 6 to 10, once the Achilles flared up, that was excruciating, and that was every day just find a way to one step at a time. You know, you hear like the ultra guys who it's like get to this part, and it was that definitely one step at a time. Yeah.
So you're averaging 4:30 this morning, right?
Yeah, I think for the whole over the whole marathon today, I think it was about a 5:35 average. But once I got over 21 Ks, I was like, my body feels good.
Looks like you're moving pretty good too.
Push it, yeah.
Have you found your running's changed since you started?
Yeah, definitely. Like I
found it really efficient. Like I liken it to like it's not a shuffle, but it's kind of a shuffle.
Yeah, it's not lifting your legs and smashing the ground. It's sort of like hovering along the ground. Yeah, trying to take like rather than big steps, just lots of small steps. And that has, you know, helped my body get back to normal for sure. Yep.
Do you have a structure of how you're doing the 50? So I know you're doing one a week on a treadie, right?
Yeah.
Is there any other? Is there like routes you're trying to tick off? Like what's do you have any aims for that stuff? Or
so my original plan was every day other than Wednesday I was going to be Oliver's Hill to Mentone along Nepean Highway and back. But the Nepean Highway itself is on a camber, so I was struggling it was throwing everything off and setting my feet out of whack, and I was like, all right, I'll go on the footpath.
Everything runs to the beach.
Yeah. So I struggled with that, and then the footpath itself wasn't too bad, but every like little beach street, the footpath would go like down on a 45 and then sort of hump back up and then back up on a 45. And I think that's kind of what did my Achilles, because I was overstretching every step, like landing full force in that thing. And so up until day 10, I was running that track, which I plan on doing every day. But it was just, I had to manage, you know, if I had to change a track to get that day done, then that's what I did. So I've done a few here and there and everywhere kind of thing. I've did 106 laps of an Aths track one of the days just because it was in 32-degree heat as well.
No, that was gonna be our next question. We had some pretty hot damn days lately. Like
yeah. I didn't really think that one through. I know I knew what I was signing up for.
106 laps on an athletics track. It's crazy. Someone used to do 3K on the track. Like actually,
yeah,
I used to hate that, let alone 106. And that's way too many.
But yeah, I kind of had to scratch the original plan a bit of the Nepean Highway every day just to be able to get through some tougher days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tick off for the next 20 days? Like routes or like anything around like the actual marathon itself? Like
I would obviously the fastest one that I've run in these 50 days was 350.
Yeah.
That was day, I think 21 or 21, I think. Again, that was just because the body felt good, but I would love to say even beat my own record again of, I think my record was 3 hours 33. So crack that for sure and see what's next kind of thing. But just keep trying to push the pace, listen to the body, and wherever the tracks, I just go with the flow. It'd be cool to do one around Albert Park, even just run a few laps of that.
Nice flight around there too.
Yeah, something to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, most days I've been running like I'm in Skye, so Skye through Frankston, down to Cameron back. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
What's so I know everyone's really, really interested in like the 50 and 50 days, but I'm really interested in how you got started. So what did your preparation look like to do the first one?
Yeah, so I had done a couple like over since I had started sort of taking it seriously. I had run 5 marathons before I started, just none competition, just around the blocks kind of thing. Just
because you could?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. I did one after sparring one night, actually, middle of the night. But
again, doesn't surprise me at all.
I did them, and then I don't have a running coach or anything. I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a runner even. I'm just like love the challenge, so that's why I'm going for it. But in the lead up, my friend who does Ironmans, I asked, he sort of gave me a bit of advice on how to manage like Ks for the week. So I was trying to run roughly about 100 Ks a week. I did that probably a couple of times, probably not as much as I wouldn't say I did as much running as I should have done in the lead up.
Would you change that though?
No, I wouldn't, to be honest. Like I
think
think
don't take me as someone who was like, oh, should have done that. Nah, don't care.
Yeah. There was some weeks where it was 40, and then I think a couple of weeks that I did 100, and even like doing 100 Ks for the first time in a week, I was like, that's a lot. Like I was like, oh, this is 300 a week.
What did the breakdown look like to do a 100K week?
Yeah.
I've only ever done like 2 100K weeks, so like.
Yeah. After work, I'd try and squeeze in about 15K a day, or on the weekend, do a 30, and then 10s throughout the week, just trying to stay consistent every night. Yeah. But yeah, it takes up a lot of time.
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, I knew that when I, started, it was going to be such a drastic jump that I had to kind of prepare myself in the process.
Yeah. What support have you gotten from businesses?
Oh man, I've been super looked after. Like I'm very, very, very grateful. Brooks have hooked me up with the shoes. They've been awesome. I've always worn Brooks as well, so I was very lucky to get in contact with them.
Got some nice stuff out now too.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at Brooks the other day.
Yeah.
To be runners, so.
They are good. Woolies have been they've been super generous and hooked me up with all the essentials, all the foods that I need to get me through. Lululemon with all the gear, they're just real comfortable, and everything was I was like, even if they didn't want to sponsor me, I was going to wear them regardless. So I'm very grateful for them. I got Seaford Myotherapy to keep my body intact.
Yep.
Those guys have been lifesavers. My gym, my main sponsor, Southside Concrete, they just back me with everything that I need. Obviously my breathing coach, Dave Wood, he's been there supporting me in the tough times. He works with, again, ultra marathon runners. He's call me if you need, it's going to be tough. So I'm here if you need kind of thing, a bit to bounce off. Who else we got? Everyone has just been super grateful. I've been Grip Socks, the Grip Star Socks. Those guys have looked after me. Whatever I need, give me flashy, colourful socks. You can't miss me.
Shoot from the moon. Who would you love to get support from?
Nike would be cool. That'd be cool. But I'm grateful for everything that I've got, and it's all just a cherry on top, I suppose. Yeah, absolutely.
You spoke about Woolies sorting out your essentials. What's a day of food look like?
Ooh, surprisingly, I didn't realize how hard it was to eat so much food.
Yeah. Do you have like an intake you have to hit or should be hitting?
Roughly 5,000.
Yep.
Yeah. So I burn.
What's the makeup of that look like?
I wake up. I'll have a protein shake. I'll have pancakes, and then I'll usually have like some oats as well.
Yep.
Again, yeah, it can be quite hard to eat sort of when you got to get up early and go. And then I'll come back. I'll have chicken wraps. I have a couple of chicken wraps with cheese, mayo. I'll have
All the good stuff.
all the good stuff. You can't go wrong with a chicken wrap.
Fire.
I love it. Yeah, a few pies here and there, and then I'll have dinner. I've been having pasta. Yeah, just lots and lots of carbs, protein, and bulk chalky milk.
Fire.
Chalky milk.
Favorite recovery food.
Yeah, keeps me real hydrated.
Have you had the good for sport ones?
I haven't, no.
Oh, delicious. Next time you need a little kick me up.
Yeah.
Good for sport. Oh, so good.
They
looked after our AFLW squad this year and they were delicious.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's that good. So I reckon I've had in 30 days, close to 20 plus litres of chalky milk.
I love that.
Yeah, and 60 litres of Gatorade.
Yeah, you're sipping on one down there.
Yeah. It's good. So, I'd say about 5,000, and just snacks, cookies, and whatever sort of is lying around, and I make eye contact with, I'll eat.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how hard it was to eat so much food.
Yeah.
Like I've obviously lost a couple of kilos to be expected, but
have you surprised yourself in that aspect? Like, coming from having conversations with clients around food and nutrition and like increasing or decreasing, like, to someone who normally would have I'm just picking out one of my clients. I'm trying to imagine like 2,200 a day. If I told them they'd have to have 5,000 because they need to, they're going to go do this ultra event, like that. In shock, like, is that kind of a hurdle you had to kind of get over to start with?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
and I know you have pretty good trust in your dietitian. Like, that's a little bit different. But is that like something you definitely had to kind of go like, oh,
for sure,
shit, I kind of have to battle this first.
Yeah, and you have to actually like put in effort to eat. I have to, in the process, in the lead up, I was like, I put on a few kilos knowing that I was going to lose weight, so I kind of prepared myself for that. But you have to actually go, okay, I have to eat. Like, sometimes I just finish a run and go, I just want to sit down and fall asleep. But
I don't want to. I need to.
Yeah, I don't want to. I have to rehydrate. Have to eat. But that's been another task in itself, to be honest, for sure. Yeah.
What about mindset?
That's everything.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Talk to me about mindset. Just anything you want to go down on a path-wise from doing it, starting, continuing.
Yeah.
Like, what's that look like for you?
Well, obviously starting, like, I knew it was going to be a massive mental battle. Obviously physical, but I would say more mental, because you'd be surprised what the body can go through. Like, there's days, even now, like, it's like, all right, I just got to get up and get going, and my mind's like, no. My mind's telling me no. Yeah. But now that I'm 30 days in, like, I've learnt that the body will get up and do it no matter what. Like, Achilles sore, knee sore, no matter what it is, like, your body can do it. So just learning that if you can control your mind, you can do honestly anything you put your mind to. But in the lead up, knowing that it'd be such a mental battle is what excited me. Just because, I you just learn so much about yourself, for sure. Yeah, that's why. It's exciting.
Is there something that you learnt from a mindset point of view? Like, for someone who has a pretty strong mindset already, I'm sure you would find it easier than most, but still a challenge.
Yeah.
Is there something that you learnt or picked up along the way that you didn't think you had originally, that now you can potentially take into your fighting?
Yeah, obviously, like I said just then, it was sort of, you think that, you're at capacity. You think it's like, all right, I'm chockers, like I'm done, like I'm tapped out, whatever. But you can always take one more step. There was that, like I said, the days where it was like just one more step, and my mind's just like aching, like it's like, no, just stop. But when you get to that finish and the light at the end of that tunnel, it's just like, it's something else, for sure. So I think being able to actually really push my mind to what I thought was brink and then go more. Yeah, that's what is exciting, and I'll take with me for life, because no matter what it is that pops up or arises in the future with life, fighting, whatever it may be, there's always a way to keep going, and there's always keep going.
Yeah. On the days where you go, shit, I just don't want to do this. Like, what gets you over that?
obviously
Is it just I just gotta do it?
yeah, and even like say with the fighting, like there's days where it's like, all right, I can't be bothered training, but just pack the bag and go.
Yeah.
And some mornings or even nights, I'll say I'm gonna run like 1 o'clock, and then it'll get to 3. I'm like, the day's ticking over, and I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to or whatever. Like, it's discipline. I have to get up and do it because it has to get done. Like, it's not an option really.
How do you cultivate discipline?
I don't know. For me, like, it's just if I set my mind to something, like if I tell someone, it's just how I'm gonna. It's gonna get done regardless. So, yeah, with this, it's just been like another sort of ball game of whether you like it or not. You got to get it done for sure.
Yeah, I love it. And like you strike me as someone who's pretty determined, full stop, but also like comes a lot from within. Like if you say you're gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it 110%.
Absolutely, yeah.
If someone tells me I'm not going to do it, I'm going to tell you get stuff. I am going to do it.
Yeah, that's how mum's always been like. Maybe it's a leaf out of her book, but if someone says you can't, she will, and I think that's something
from the small experience I got from your mum from doing the running program. Like I definitely took that away as well. Like she was someone who, from a running program point of view, like wanted to get into running and struggled at the start and just kept doing it, and then like obviously reaped the benefits and the rewards at the end. Like loved it and made progress, and that's kind of why we do what we do. Whether like my modality for helping people is just I use the gym downstairs, I use performance training, like that kind of stuff. That's my way of helping people. And like we're all, I think, built to do that in a way. We're here to help others and make the world a better place. Is something we like to use here like a lot. And I guess your way of doing this now and the way that you do it is different, but it's the same kind of outcome, I guess.
For sure, and I feel like, at the end of the day, like life is, leaving it better than you sort of came. So if I can inspire anyone, one person over these 50 days, job done, like that's for me, that's what fulfills me almost, like being able to, or hearing that, I got up and went for a run today because you did. Yeah. Because I feel like activity for me, it feel like getting up and running or whatever it may be, it makes me feel better, and if I feel like that'll help, like other people are going to feel the same thing, and to hear that they got up and went for a run, that inspires me to make sure that I get up and do that next day, and like I said, even if it's just one person, it's a job well done. It's for me, that's fulfilled for sure.
Is that something you kind of want to like cultivate into something, or like create something from this, or being able to bring people together on a common goal, or to help them overcome barriers that they didn't like? Is that something you want to like cultivate this into? Like what would you like that to look like?
Yeah, I wish like that would be an absolute dream to be able to, if I could. I feel like that's that's almost my purpose, to be able to help people. Even if it's not with the run in previous times, like fighting. Help them whatever it is with fighting, or just things in life. That's sort of always felt fulfillment from being able to help someone. So on a larger scale, if I can help multiple people get out and run, or whatever it is, change habits in their life. I wish, like, I would love to absolutely go down that route and help people for sure.
Yeah, is that more of a you want to do it with running or fighting or anything like that, or would you just create a community and whatever pops up, pops up?
Or even running. I feel like everyone can run. In one way or another, we can all do it. So for sure, that'd be something that I'd be interested in, and bringing people together to go for a run. So, running, fighting, whatever it is, like, and like I said, even if it's not that, that's something for sure that I would love to do.
Yeah. How do you go? So obviously doing 50 and 50, like how do you go backing it up? Like, do you have a structure of when you need to do a run? So like a couple of days last week it was like 36, 38. Like, do you see those days and go shit?
Plan ahead.
What did they look like? Like,
so obviously I knew, like, you're going to run 50 marathons in summer. It's going to be hot.
You picked a good time to do it.
Everyone said, why are you doing it then? I'm like, I'm going to do it eventually. May as well do it now, like I'm kind of like,
it's nice running in the sunshine.
And if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it now. Like, that's just how I am. But I in the lead up to those training days, anything over 30, I felt that, okay, there's a bit of a pinch. So anything over 30 now, I make sure that I bring it up in the morning. Like, I'll get the run over and done with for sure in the morning. So, those 38 days, I'm usually ticked off and sitting in the aircon by the time it hits that heat, for sure, it's been it's been a learning curve, absolutely.
What's the rest of your day look like post marathon? Besides doing an interview with 3AW this morning.
Yeah, I was 30 Ks in, actually. I stopped and was like, how you going?
How'd you do it during your
They called me and they were like, oh, is now all right? I'm like, yeah, why not?
I'm kind of running. Did you tell them you're running?
No, I didn't actually. I was like,
I didn't listen to it, but I saw it after. I was like, I have to go back and listen to it after.
yeah, they called me 30 Ks in. I was like, all right, get your breath back and then speak. But so I usually run in the morning or in the afternoon, and if it's in the morning, I'll usually go straight in the ice and recover and stretch and just sort of have a nap and just lay low for the rest of the day. To be honest, like obviously if I have things I have to do, I'll do them, but preferably just lay low. And as the days that was in the at the start, and as my body has adjusted, it's been easier to go and do more things, kind of thing. So, it's as much as 50 marathon. It's huge. It's kind of normalized in my mind now. This is just another day.
I feel like the further you get into it, the task gets less challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what we were talking about again before we started recording. That once you find a routine or doing something consistently, it's easier to do it. And even though
definitely.
For some people, doing a marathon is this big, huge achievement, and we're talking about it in the gym at the moment. We're putting together a little run club that'll be on Sundays.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Might already be out when this comes out, but we're going to put together a little run club, and we're basically going to have like a Melbourne Marathon crew.
Awesome.
So for some of those people, like doing a half or a full is like something that's astronomically like huge for them to achieve. But you're doing 50 days, like that kind of just becomes normal, which is psychotic to think about. But
and
is that how you approach it now, or like you think about it now?
I think so. Like you said,
another day.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you said, a marathon, even like. I still think it's a massive bucket list thing. That's huge. Like 1% of the population say they have done a marathon. Like it's massive. And I still obviously acknowledge that. And anyone who has done it, regardless if I've done 50, I wouldn't go, oh, that's just one.
Yeah, 100%.
It's still huge. That's massive. And props to you, like a half marathon, massive, whatever it is. But for me, obviously the initial, okay, I'm going to do it is my mind was kind of, all right, you're going to do it. And then as we got closer, I'm going to do it. And then once I started, it's like, I'm going to finish it. And now I'm in it. It's like, not what's next, because I'm worried, like I'm doing one day at a time, but it doesn't seem like a big deal to me anymore, like you said.
Crazy to think about though.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, it's kind of a scary thought, I've had a couple of people say, what's next? It's like, I'm going to hang the shoes up for a minute, but.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I don't know. Mum's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, I love it. She's like, I'll put them down once it's done, but I'm 22. There's going to be something bigger than this one day, whenever that day may come. But
couple of ultras.
Yeah. Why not? I'll do something crazy. Yeah, but it's quite bizarre that it can become the norm. 50 marathons for 50 days for sure.
Yeah, it's still crazy to think about. I mean, like I'm just still thinking about it now, going like, it's just normal. Like,
well, in a straight, like it's 2,110 Ks. Overall, so say from my joint to a straight line, it's past Uluru, so almost Central Australia in a straight run. So it's when I think about it like that, it's kind of okay, you're doing something.
You're doing something. What is next? Like, do you have a challenge in mind that you want to do after? Like,
not particularly, to be honest. Like I
penciled in any for me, like one of my main life things I want to do is I want to do the 7 summits and I want to do the 6 marathons, the world's biggest marathons, invite.
Yeah.
Is there something like that you like an event or a something you look at and go, I'd really love to do that? Yeah,
there's I've heard a couple of people. Again, the guy who did this 50 marathon, 50 days, Sean Bale, he has done one. It's called a Bali Hope Ultra. Okay. So that's a run across Bali. Yeah. That's 84 Ks. With quite a bit of elevation, but that would, again, for me, that'd be a cool bucket list thing. Other than sort of that, I don't really have a whole lot of planned. Even for this, I started this obviously Jan 1st, but I think around September I was like, all right, let's do it. It popped in my head maybe a little bit before, but it wasn't a great deal. It wasn't a big long year process kind of thing.
Huge lead in.
Nah, it was kind of just. I thought of it, and then I get fixated.
Yeah.
It's like I can't fight. All right, I'm fixated on this. I'm going to do that. And, whatever may come next, it may just sort of arise, pop up, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. But, I couldn't tell you what it is yet, but, there'll be something one day.
Some crazy. Isn't there one across like the Nullarbor or something?
Yeah. Ned Brockman's a madman. He did that. And
yeah,
hats off to him. I spoke to him in the lead up to this, and it's just what he did. 50 marathons that he ran, double that for pretty much the same amount of time. It's amazing what the human body can do.
Yeah, I've listened to basically all his podcasts he's done because I just find the way that he talks about some of that stuff super interesting and even some of the stuff that he got after going past all the big trains and the trucks and stuff, the effect that had too. That's
of course,
it's crazy. And
you
said, as we know, 1% of the population does a marathon. 0.00 times 1,001 to feel that that's him going through that is probably something that very rarely anyone else is going to go through ever.
Yeah, and he even said even seeing the roadkill. Yesterday's run actually, I was running along Cranbourne Franks Road, and I saw a cat, and it scared the shit out of me. I saw he came around, I was like, wow, and I'm instantly thought, props to him, that is seeing that often, trucks belting pasture, it's.
And even some of the videos of him, just head down, hands on his ears, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's inspiring, madly inspiring, but it's just
you gonna do it?
Full on. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, I couldn't say I haven't thought it.
Yeah, and I'm sure
haven't
it's hard
thought about
for you
it,
too,
but
still being a professional athlete too.
Yeah, exactly. And I love fighting as well. But I got a whole life ahead. I'm excited for what's to come. I couldn't tell you, but in the non-fighting, exactly. But I'm excited for whatever it is.
Yeah. What's some downtime look like? What do you like to do in your downtime? Do you enjoy downtime? Do you enjoy sitting still?
I struggle. Yeah. I always, if I'll finish work and then I'll train, and then after training I'm like, all right, what my mate's doing, I'm like that. But
because this was one of the other questions from one of our members here is, what do you do when you're not running?
I usually just sort of hanging out with mates or going out for food or whatever. My goodness, down the road, that's my spot. I love that joint.
We've probably run into a couple of clients actually because they work there. So.
Yeah, no doubt. I've actually, throughout this run, I reckon I've been there every week probably at least a couple of times.
Yeah. Do you get the look now? I know what he wants.
Yeah. It's almost like, he's back. Yeah. A couple of Oreo ripples and a burger. I'm happy.
I love that.
So. Oh, yeah.
Do you have hobby?
I wouldn't say if it's a hobby, but camping, just going away, I've always sort of enjoyed, going out to the bush and just, that's my switch off kind of thing. Work and then fight and train or run or whatever it is. I usually, I like to go away and just no phone, no nothing, and just chillax, have a fish and,
No, that's not. I wasn't sure if you'd have one, to be fair, because a lot of the people that are high-level athletes and are always training, always doing something, find it hard to switch off. And whether they switch off with reading or anything like that. I was wondering, how do you, mentally shut off?
Yeah. So, obviously, like I said, if it's a quite busy full-time, my downtime is, hanging out with friends. I got to learn to be able to just sit and relax, and I've never really been, say, a movie watcher other than if it's in a cinema. I don't usually just sit there and watch movies. I've actually got to now, after this run, I've got to take time to actually put effort into relaxing kind of thing.
Enjoying that process?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It's
it's obviously a challenge, but it's
I think because of the way I've always sort of been, it's if I'm not doing something, I'm I have to do something, but I have to learn that it is okay to not necessarily be always on the go, for sure.
Yeah. I feel I don't know. Again, I don't know your training history and like that, but I feel like something that it will help you when you go back to fighting as well. Having a little bit of just kind of zen time.
Downtime, absolutely. Yeah.
Is there something you wish you could do? Is there one of those I wish I could read? I don't get enjoyment out of reading, but I really would like to.
Yeah.
Is there something like that for you? From a downtime point of view or an activity type point of view? That's not necessarily highly active, it's quite chill.
Even I wish I'm the same. I might get stuck into a book, and once I put it down, I don't usually pick it up. Once I pick it up, I can't put it down.
Yeah.
But not really, to be honest. No. I'm pretty content and happy with the way things are, to be honest. Yeah.
Nice. I've probably got one more question.
Yeah.
Part of me wanted to ask around again, what's next? But we've been through that. But also kind of who do you want to be remembered or what do you want to be remembered by after all this stuff? Because I was having this conversation downstairs this morning when I was coaching, and they were kind of like, ask, what's next? Like, what's he going to do? I was like, I reckon he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
So my kind of mind went to like, what do you want to be kind of remembered by, either post fighting, post this? Like, what legacy do you want to leave?
Just be able to, like I said earlier, sort of inspire, to be able to remember that, like, Jack inspired people, or sort of just, I want people to feel the feeling that I feel. Like, it's just being able to like be myself and encourage people to be themselves as well. That's something that I've always sort of like loved. I want, like, the world needs everyone to be themselves, kind of thing. And I think if I can inspire people to be themselves or do whatever they want to do, then that's something that I'd love to be remembered by. Like, Jack inspired me for sure.
Love it,
Definitely.
All right, my man, we're gonna wrap it up. What you enjoy about podcasting? Have you done podcasts before?
A couple. Yeah.
What's something that you enjoy about podcasting?
Again, like, we didn't know each other before, I suppose. Just being able to connect with like-minded people and being able to express myself, I suppose. Yeah.
Anything we talked about you didn't think we were going to talk
about? I wouldn't say no. I know I was expecting anything and everything, Yeah.
Love it. All right, my man. We are done. Thank you for coming on. Very much appreciated, and we are very lucky, not even just as a Virtus community, like just as a community in general, and I guess I'll expand to the peninsula. Like, not often anyone does what you're doing, or very rarely anyone does what you're doing. So for you to be able to share your experiences and kind of who you are, why you do what you do, but also kind of like what it's like to do something that fairly not a lot of people are ever going to do. So I appreciate you coming on, having a bit of a chat, and spending some yarn.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
You enjoy your recovery.
Will do.
Have a good day.